Greetings, YouTube. I'll be linking today to an article from BBC, which deals with tent cities here in the United States. Yeah, tent cities. There are estimated some 5,000 people in the United States currently living in tent cities. We have 13 million people who are unemployed, 47 million people that are living below the poverty line. And we have tent cities, which is just astounding. Remember, the United States put men on the moon. We are capable of greatness. We are capable of doing big things. We have enough money in this nation right now. We could have the most robust, cradle-to-grave welfare system that you could want, so that no human being in this nation would ever have to be concerned with making sure they had shelter, medical care, food, or a basic, decent education. But we don't do that. We spend the money on blowing up brown people and political bribes and sporting events. And we spend our money in strange and bizarre ways, in my opinion. Things that don't make sense. And then we stand back and we don't quite understand sometimes how you have 47 million people living below the poverty line, 13 million people who are unemployed, and some 5,000 or over 5,000 people living in tent cities in the U.S. That's amazing. The economy's in a shamble. I personally have survived 4 layoffs. One of the people I know who did not survive one of the layoffs at my company, he contacted me yesterday and told me that he lost his house last week. He doesn't know where he's going to live. Right here in the good old US of A. So, what do we do? I don't have an answer. I would love one. Really, I would. But I can tell you one thing. Voting for the people that caused this disaster isn't going to solve it. And that's what's going to happen come November. Good, well-meaning, hard-working Americans are going to vote for the politicians, or the replacements for those politicians, who destroyed our economy. And they're going to do it because of hot-button social issues, or because it's how their parents voted, or because they've been told that this is the good and just way to live, or because, as someone pointed out to me not that long ago, they are aspirational voters. Even though they're dirt poor or barely scraping by, they've convinced themselves, thanks to the media machine owned by those politicians, that someday they're going to be millionaires. And they don't want to put laws into effect that would affect them someday when they are millionaires. Even though they aren't ever going to be millionaires, and the politicians they're putting in power are just going to do everything they can to make sure that those poor people stay poor. I would love to have an answer. I would give almost anything for one. But I don't have one. What I do have is a sense of utter and absolute despair at my nation. It's just astounding what has happened to America over the last 40 or 50 years. I wish it would change. And I don't know what to do about it. And I'm wondering, do any of you have answers?